Okay, we're gonna go live here. I still have Troll Lord in the background there, so that's confusing a bit. But can you give me a sound check, Doc?
Sound check, sound check. I'm talking.
All right, that's just so at least just so we can get up and rolling. We are doing the Grell today. Hang on, I want to see if I won the raffle though over there, because I'd love to win a raffle. Let's see. Holy Carolina, congrats. Oh. So we're not doing any rage or anything tonight, but there you go. There's GM's Tricks of the Trade. If you have not, please give us a follow. And I'm gonna bail on him now because he's finished, and I didn't win, which is fine, I guess. So Dawson.
Yeah.
You know what? I still need to put up that is a Grell, so let me type that into this little part here. Where is it at? Scenario title. I will put it here. We will change it from current monster to Grell. Is there anything? It's just called the Grell, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's call it the Grell. Let's call it for what it is.
Grell.
Just Grell?
Yeah.
Not the Grell?
If you want, you can call it the Grell.
Just Grell. I can?
I don't know.
Well, if I'm the DM, I can, because it's...
Grell.
I think it's just a Grell. There, now it looks like you're a Grell.
No.
Do you not want it to say you're a Grell, but that's... But that... Now you're not a Grell, now this is a Grell?
Yes.
Is that better? Then I can expand the slideshow just a tad for this wonderful artwork that's out there on the internet. And... Alright. So, I'm Dave, aka Eat to Surf, yep. And welcome to Monster Talk. This is Dawson, aka Delta 39X, and this is Monster Talk, where we talk about monsters. You think there needs to be more of an intro there? I don't know. I think that's good. Hey, Troller Dames is here. You won the jump thing. Nice.
Oh, hey.
Nice. Hey, we're getting a raid.
Yeah.
You just missed my intro. I'll do it again for you.
Okay.
Hi, welcome. Thank you, Troll Lord, for a wonderful stream. I watch it. Actually, it's funny. I stream right at about 3, so my pre-show thing is actually your stream because I'm watching it, and then I just leave just a little bit early to get started. So thanks totally for the raid. If we had planned ahead, I could always have this is what we're going to do. But 10 minutes ago, we decided we were doing the Grell. And so here we are at Monster Talk, where, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. I'm Dave, a.k.a. Eat to Surf. This is Dawson, a.k.a. Delta 39X.
Yep.
And we talk about monsters.
Yep. Thanks for cheering the bits, Troller.
So you get a kind of a fun mix of, I guess they call me, what am I, a grognard? Is that what I am? A grognard?
I don't know.
You ever heard that? That's like one of your guys' terms, I think. Or is that our old guy's term?
I don't know.
Stadler, you won! I was just clicking away and I got to see if I won. And it's like, so congratulations on winning the Troll Lord 20. I've actually, so maybe if you're watching, maybe, as you stream, you're like, well, was it worth it? It's like, you know what? I've bought Troll Lord stuff that I wouldn't have even known about without going through your stream. So that's cool. Yeah, Dr. Pepper, got to go to the DP. So holding off, until, so you wait till the end of yours and then you go, I guess you don't. You do a Dr. Pepper to start. But anyway, the Grell. So we've got all these books. I'm totally old school, so I started. Well, actually, I don't have the book I started in because I started with the was it tan? Was that brown? The white box, but
it looks like our thing's not gonna be long hair.
What? People with longer hair than me.
And
well, as Yeah, my wife's not so keen on that, but we're working on that. Was that Geek Preacher? You preach geek. I like that. So did you get out another Grell?
Yes.
Oh.
They're not painted yet, though.
We haven't painted them. I haven't done. There's a really cool stream. Reaper does a stream with painting. But here's the Grells. Let's get them since they're going to be front and center. These are just some. They have old minis. We did a Monster Talk. If you'll check the VOD, that's an owl bear. That's what an owl bear used to look like. That's from God knows when. 79. Okay, so old stuff. We did Knowles. We've done Gibbering Mouthers.
Thanks for the follow.
Appreciate that. We've done whatever heard Marlith. Marilith.
I think.
You say Marlith, I say Marilith. You say tomato, I say tomato.
Okay.
Tomato. We've done Troll. Anyway, we've done all those. So let's start out. Do we even know if there's a Grell in the first edition? This is the thing. We've done this before. We pulled out. What did we do? Like a pudding or something?
No, the pullywugs.
Oh, that's right. You want to You call them pullywugs? No, they're bullywugs.
Bullywugs.
But we start off the stream looking for pollywogs, and then we finally found it. It's like, and they're in the Jim Ward one, the Fiend Folio, which I hadn't pulled out. Actually, I don't have that out here.
Yeah, that's
Grell.
Cool, Geek Preacher.
Tell me what he said.
I have to go cook some pad thai, but we'll check out your stream more in the future. Old school player here started out with Moldve/cook. Oh,
cool. Yeah, so my first RPG.
Thanks for the follow.
Totally appreciate the follow. My first RPG, which is actually something I'm hating on Troll Lords for to help scratch the itch, was Metamorphosis Alpha. And I don't remember how old I was. I guess I do know. I was 12. And absolutely awesome. Get me down to where the only thing when I've moved different places that I actually were like, we're in California where there's wildfires. It's like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to take off. It's like, well, we need the kids' pictures and we need my D&D stuff. That's what I save. Yeah. Okay, Grell, he's in here somewhere, right?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Let's get, maybe he's in Monster Manual 2. We know he exists. There he is. I've seen him. We might start. So what we've also found through this search through monsters is, well, first edition, has just a ton of them, and they're basically just stat blocks with a quickly thought out. This is what we're gonna call it. This is what we're gonna do. Bid on it. We don't have a Grell, dude.
Statler says, I'm going to guess Fiend Folio.
Yeah, I'm thinking Fiend Folio, which I don't have out. We were supposed to dig that out.
And Lord Dallas says, cool, my first was D&D first edition, my second was Traveler.
Oh, cool. Traveler, when it was still the little books, that was cool. That was an awesome space game. I never actually owned but like a couple of the books. You had to buy like a ton of books. Since we got so many people here, I'm not going to go run and dig through my junk. Usually, what you'll find out a lot is I'll be sitting here and then I'll just go off and go digging a
and leave me sitting here awkwardly.
Yeah, man, that's what you get for coming along with me. You're a brave man. Okay, so we'll start with second edition then. This is my planning is always good. 10 minutes before, we should have looked up that they actually... There he is! There's the Grell.
Yep. Statler looked him up. He's in the Fiend Folio. Lord Dallas says, yes, sir, LBBS FTW.
Well, also what we found, Fiend Folio for the win.
Geek Preachers is in the Grell is in the Fiend Folio.
Yeah. So, what we have discovered is usually that'll give us... This stuff will be the same, right? The editions haven't changed the rules much between those. And usually what the second edition does is expands on why they exist. The fun part for us a lot of times, though, is to take, the things that you can just tell that a DM has made some ruling enough times that he says, you know what, we got to change this monster. And that's what's always fun. So the Grell, you'll notice I dim the lights this time, Doss. It's not quite as bright on us.
Okay.
That makes it harder for me to read. I'm an old man.
Of course.
The Grell is a fearsome carnivore that looks like a giant brain with a vicious beak and 10 dangling tentacles. Okay, they always try to number these things because there's probably going to have 10 attacks, right?
Yeah.
Each 6 feet long. Some Grell are rogues, while others live in family units. Okay. The civilized Grell is a hive or colony creature, much like an ant or a bee, but far more intelligent, arrogant, and dangerous. I did not know that.
All right.
Did you know that? And again, I mostly encountered things. As a DM, I'd pull things out, and I just never really read through the monster manual.
Statler said Fiend Foley wasn't my favorite when it first came out, but it's become my favorite over time.
Is it? Yeah, so...
thanks for the follow.
I've been...
Nico Pratt.
No. I think...
I don't know.
Where'd you go? Echo. See, that's Echo. Where'd you add the N? Anyway. Echo Zulu.
Fault.
Appreciate that. Way after.
Holy Grail.
But so yeah, totally like the Fiend Follow. That's a Jim Ward thing. That's one that got taken away because the Cthulhu was in there, right? And that was up with that. And then they rewrote and changed things. I thought I had the little booklet edition somewhere, and I think I do, but Grell have a weird language composed of bird-like squawks and chirps, combined with tentacular motion. I guess that's the tentacles in motion, right? Tentacular motion and a limited telepathy as well. Limited telepathy with other Grell. Other creatures cannot learn Grell language, and they would not deign to learn the language of lesser beings. Okay, so that's DM speak for
they can't talk.
No, you can't communicate with the Grell. Nope. See, this is what was on. It was on Steven's tips of the trade, right? Let the players do this or let that. But obviously, this DM and D&D 2nd edition says no. Whatever excuse you have for trying to be able to talk to a Grell, they won't learn your language. Oh, you want to know what? This is funny though. They won't deign to learn the language of lesser beings, which is, quote, lesser beings, which is a synonym for food in their language. So actually, you can communicate. So if you hear them say lesser beings, it means
yeah, but
food.
You'd have to know what they squawk and wiggle for that.
So what if you polymorphed into a Grell and had a telepathy spell or read minds? You can't read the mind of a Grell no matter what. Is that it?
I don't know. Did it say that?
It doesn't say you can't read its mind.
Lord Dallas is asking if they're integral parts of the Underdark. Don't know.
Well,
yet.
at this point, so 2nd edition is a good point. 1st edition will just have, where they're from, their sizes and things, and then a quick blurb. 2nd edition will expand on that and then go into this whole ecology thing. Then as we get to 3rd, they're going to cut that down. 4th will just be tactics. Yes, we have 4th. And then 5th tries to come back full circle. And that's actually kind of cool.
And he says, Grell don't give a hoot for you. And then he just said, you would read their intent. He says you'd read their intentions, but you still wouldn't learn their language. And Victor's asking, what's a Grell?
V cubed. I haven't seen you in a long time, V. How you doing, V cubed? Well, like I said, a Grell is a fearsome carnivore that looks like a giant brain with a vicious beak and 10 dangling tentacles. Let's see. Look at all this stuff on combat.
Hey, Victor.
Should we do the combat bit, or do you want to go to habitat and society?
Keep doing it in order.
All right. The Grell's most common strategy is to use its natural levitation ability to hide in the upper reaches of large chambers. It can then drop silently on a victim who suffers a -3 penalty to surprise rolls when attacked in this way. So actually in 5th edition, you'd probably just give them disadvantage or some such thing. So they surprise. A worker Grell.
For the colonies.
Wait. Yep, because there's 3 kinds. There's worker Grells, philosopher Grells, and patriot Grells. See, is that? Oh, wait, we gotta fix. I'm out of focus. Gotta focus that. Is it the wrong way or right way? Can you tell?
I don't know if it's weak or not. If it's
There we go.
vulnerable, how vulnerable it is yet.
Well, it's AC. Well, no, its AC is 5. So AC 5 in 1st edition is
Second.
14.
Second.
I'm a 2nd edition. Yeah, it's same. But in 5th edition it would be 14.
Okay.
So that's it's not bad. And it has 5 hit dice. Thaco 15. So I'll let you figure out Thaco on your own. We're not in. We'll get to the calculus. We'll get to the D&D calculus in a minute. A worker Grell attacks with all 10 tentacles. Each one that hits grips the opponent. The grip can be broken with a successful bend, lift, gates roll. You have no idea what that is. Is that the first time we've ever mentioned that to you?
This is the first time.
This is Monster Talk like 10 or 15. I don't even know. And I don't think we've ever mentioned the bend, lift, gates roll. So, 1st edition and 2nd edition, on your strength thing, right? You're 18 or whatever. You have your pluses.
Yes.
Well, then that gives you percentages to bend bars and lift gates. So you have a thing.
Why percentages? Why not just make a check?
Because we had bend bars and lift gates. And you would roll a percentage.
But why?
I don't know. It's in here. It's in this one. BMG. You want me? There's a lot to read here. You want me to dig up bend? We'll do an episode on. We should on just like strength through the edition, right? Or stuff like that. Because they used to have 18 100s. You'd have a percent. That makes no sense to you, huh?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's a can of worms that we'll leave for the Grell to open. The grip can be broken with a. I said that. For each hit, okay, so it's got 10 attacks.
Yes.
Its attacks.
One
It's
for
attack
each
with each
tentacle.
one. Number of attacks 11. Why 11?
Beak.
The beak. You're on it. Look at you. Well, that's like rolling 10 d20s back in the day. I don't know if you had 10 d20s. 11 d20. 11's right out.
No, 12's right out.
Why don't you just make 10 louder? So here's my dice. So I've got some really old dice in here. Oh, look at that. But
I got some of your old dice in my bag.
But if we were gonna, I can't roll my 10 because I stuck more in there. No, you don't have to roll it.
I can get some dice out. There's some of your old ones in here, anyways. See, Lord Dilla says old school attributes and effects. Then he says 10 grappling attacks essentially.
Yeah, which how fun was grappling in 1st and 2nd edition, right? The grappling rules. So that's probably why it's like, oh crap, I don't want to put the Grell in there. I'll have to figure out grappling rules.
Victor Q.
For each hit, they roll a saving throw versus paralysis with a +4 bonus, or be paralyzed for 5d4 rounds. With 2 tentacles gripping the prey, the Grell can lift it upward toward the ceiling and devour the prey when desired. Well, what's going to decide it's desiring to do so?
Oh, it is a brain.
So it'll pick the most opportune moment to devour you?
Well, it has to have some amount of intellect. It is a brain.
So you could talk him out of it.
No, you can't.
Because he can't. He won't learn your language. That's that. Look at you. You're right.
Yep.
Because I'm sure I'd be halfway through that going, I want to tell him not to desire to eat me. You can't speak its language.
Well,
so just
I'm sure you could have some.
That gives you a lot of chances to make your bend bar roll.
I'm sure there's some sort of spell that lets you mess with that kind of stuff without.
Doesn't count.
Without speech. How many d20s did you want?
I didn't need any. 11. He's got 11 attack.
Lesser being or
Yes,
food.
That's what he said. Food.
Yep, and Victor Cubed said,
Cube. Yes.
Have you ever played D&D with chat on stream before?
With chat, no. Although we have on Sundays we have a game that I'm running with actually Crom. You know Crom, Victor. That if we had enough chat in there, it's a scenario. It's a Keep on the Borderlands, which us old schoolers remember as a Gygax module. I certainly would. That's actually how I got people into that game, was through Monster Talk. So, yeah, got Crom in there, but he's not. He's chatting, and the chat we're doing through Roll20. So if I did that, I would have Roll20 opened, Tailspire, which if you guys have not seen Tailspire, it's amazing. Discord and Twitch chat, that's probably why I miss a lot of my chat on the way. Where are we?
Get another monitor.
We've pulled them up and we're desiring to eat them, right?
Yes.
The Grell automatically hits paralyzed prey each round. Man, so the Grell is like an angry DM, right?
Yes.
It's like, we want to see your roll. Here, EK, I got 11. One of those is gonna hit, right? You want to try to roll 11 dice?
Still getting you out D20s.
You don't got out 11 yet?
I probably have. Here you go. This is one of your old ones that's in there.
An old orange one. Look at that. That might be cool. That's an old orange one. So you can tell them when they're kind of rounded. And they're kind of, like if you hit that thing would like explode.
Here's another one.
You see the crack marks in that? But it's still got black crayon in it on that side. The white crayon doing okay there. Oh, you're just handing me old ones now? And I think this is a game science or something. It's pretty sharp edged, so that usually means it's one of those. These were great. These are the gem dice.
Follow Hast 300 or 3110.
Thanks for the follow, Hast. Appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, look at that one. This one might be one from like an old boxed game.
And greetings to you too, Hast. Yes, we kind of taught Crom a bit.
Yeah, well, so that's what we're talking in Monster Talk. We go through all these different editions, right? And I was talking to a friend on our. We actually help with a sailboat in the area, right? And a guy there plays D&D, and he started in 4th edition, which of course is kind of like a dirty word to a lot of people. But I mean. They're all the same if you do it right? The player's supposed to pick out what you do, and a rule set is gonna help you figure out what happens, right? Unless we just totally make it up, which we pretend not to do. But let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There you go. There's 11. I've got 11. Why am I doing this? You gonna have me roll this?
You wanted a bunch of D20s out.
Yeah, I didn't say I wanted a bunch of. Look at these though. Love these D20s. You got this one?
I went and looked
so
through your dice.
I would never roll that one, dude.
Why?
Because it rolls like ones all the time. That used to be my saving throw die. Because I tried to save with it and it never saves for me. All right, hang on. Move some of these.
So you do the whole dice personalities then?
No, not me. I'm not superstitious.
You're a little stitious.
I'm totally superstitious with dice. Don't touch my dice. No, you can touch my dice. I just won't roll with it afterwards.
All these dice have been in my bag.
So this is one Grell attack? Go ahead.
Yeah.
These have all been what?
In my bag for quite some time.
That sounds like a personal problem. All right. Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Let's see.
So that's either an 11 or a 1. What are we rolling to hit? 19, 10, 7. Crap. 9, 8, 19, 19, 2 or 12. And this thing didn't even... This old guy. All those ones. My goodness. Good thing we don't have fumbles. DM's decided
I
no
like
fumbles. I know. I'm just
hey, Crom.
Crom! V Cubed is here. Alright. So where were we? They're paralyzed. Automatically hits with your paralyzed. Okay. Soldier Grell, which aren't listed. It says Soldier Philosophical Patriarch. So
what's all this about feats? In 4th edition.
Who said that? Yes. Well, so feats. When you get the fourth, it's funny. So you go, the stats work, and then they as they change to the edition, right? Then you get the fourth, and it's like, let's see, he had
Thanks for
this many
cheering
hit
there,
dice, this many, and then like hit dice times 10. It makes no sense. But we found fourth edition has some really good tactics in it.
Hey, Els.
And so the idea still is to have a shared hallucination, and someday I'd like to run a game where everybody has whatever edition they want, and then do that. Els,
Yep.
How you doing?
Hey, Els, and thanks for cheering, Hast.
Appreciate that. Soldier Grell often use weapons, including the tip spear.
They can use weapons now.
And the lightning lance. Holy crap! The tip spear is an edged metal head, which fits on the top of a tentacle, and it's held there by suction. Okay, the weapon causes 1d6 damage if used to slash, 2d6 if used to impale. Victims hit by the tip spear must make a saving throw versus paralysis, as if hit by the tentacle. The lightning lance delivers 3d6 points of electrical damage to those hit with it. Though a successful saving throw versus spells halves the damage, a lightning lance starts with 36 charges. It can be used once per round. My God.
What?
How's a player supposed to do anything against one of these guys? Because that's... Just think...
Fireball.
Well, there you go. That's always your answer.
And magic missile.
And it often is. It often is the...
Now,
now, do you think you can target the legs? I wonder. Hang on, let's get there. What? Say you had a thought.
My go-to combat spells are fireball and magic missile. So.
That's so creative.
I know.
Then maybe lightning bolt would be good if you had it. Or actually,
yeah,
I like as a druid call lightning gazot.
Yeah, but I could just cast magic missile at a higher level.
You could. Which edition are you being your
Fifth.
wizard? Yeah. Well, 5th edition, you just throw like a gazillion cantrips and stuff. You can never run out. Okay, I don't mind that. I'm not.
No, you're salty about that.
No, I'm not being salty about it. I like 5th edition. It's easy to be a wizard now. You know?
Hey,
thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. Any hit against a tentacle, well, there you go. I told you. That was the next logical step, right? Can you target a tentacle? What you got?
Victor said, made bard that shoots darts through his flute.
Oh, there you go. That's called a blowgun. Or, nope. I remember Steven was talking about let the players have what you want. Right? It's a flute, and those are darts.
You just gotta cover
It
up
just
all
happens.
the holes.
Nevertheless, the damage is exactly like a blow dart.
No, I'm wondering if you covered up all the holes in a recorder and shoved something down.
Oh God, really? You want to go get one?
No, I'm just thinking now.
Oh, dude. So since you're out of school, I can tell you this. We this is listed as mature, right? No, a disclaimer: don't try this at home. And no, we didn't do this at our school.
What?
You get a straw and a pin, and you put a bunch of threads of like just thread, right, on the back end till it fills up. I guess you'd wrap it around. I think we used to wrap it around like some cotton, and you put it in the straw. And you know how they have the textured ceiling or the drop ceilings at the schools? You know.
Yeah.
We go. I didn't do it, of course, but other people would, and so they'd be little things. Yeah, don't shoot those at people.
What?
Yeah, never mind. Moving right along. So if they can hit you with there's 11 dice, right? As a player, if these 3 guys are coming at you because they're colonial, right? These are a colony of Grells. Then you'd have 33 dice
of damage.
To attack, right? Potential attacks.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, in second edition.
So at some point, you decide maybe that's not good, right? So maybe I can attack his tentacles, right?
Yeah.
So they have any hit against a tentacle, which is AC 4, which is actually more difficult to hit than the whole thing that's AC 5. Which
what?
5th edition, we're going into D&D. We show a little thing, caution D&D calculus, which is 5th edition, 15. Um, anyway, any hit against it renders it unusable. So all you have to do is hit it.
Hit it. Don't even.
But
damage?
subtracts no hit points from the Grell's total. But you would take away one die from what would now be called a dice pool.
So you don't even have to sever it?
Did I stutter? One hit. It doesn't say it. Oh, what? Good question. As always, you answer. You come up with doesn't even sever it. Grells. It must sever it. Regenerate lost or damaged tentacles. Okay, so I can decide if it decides but it goes away or whatever. Lost or damaged tentacles in 1 to 2 days. And are immune to electrical attacks. What does that have to do with it getting its tentacle hit?
I don't know.
Let me read that sentence. Grells regenerate lost or damaged tentacles. That's tough to say. I almost say testicles. Okay. Sorry. Get back on track. It's hot in here. My garage is not air conditioned.
Our house isn't air conditioned.
Yeah, but it's at least cooler than the garage. Grell regenerate lost or damaged tentacles in 1 to 2 days.
I'm still confused on this.
And are immune to electrical attacks.
Go back to where it said if you just hit it.
God, we're not gonna get anywhere.
This is the first book we've opened. What if the tentacle hits something? Which it does in the attack.
It would be like in a Japanese old like a Godzilla movie where he's in a rubber suit. It would be it'd be like just a rubber suit. A rubber suit tentacle. It would just go blah, blah, and wouldn't do anything to you. It's what it says. It says it's unusable. It renders it unusable.
And yes, Victor, except it's got 10 little tentacles.
1 little, 2 little,
3
little tentacles, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little tentacles. What a great counting game. We could get a D&D teach your child to count. And then comes the Grell. I'm a Grell, except he couldn't talk to you because he wouldn't learn your language. Okay, so much for that. Maybe in 5th... We don't know. Actually, in 5th edition, they might be able to talk to him. We'll get there. Yeah. Grell use strategy and tactics in their battles and can attack more than one opponent each round. Well, how the hell's their reach? Let's see.
It just means so that the entire party can take the 10 hits. That means the entire party can take the 10 hits.
4-foot diameter. Well, not if they're not close.
Well, yeah. It gives them the option to have the whole party take it.
Yeah. That'd be stupid. Just let the halfling go get killed. And then everybody else stand back and shoot stuff at it like your fireball.
And thunderclap or whatever. Thunderwave.
That's your new thing.
Yeah, that's because I'm playing a bard and I can't have fireballs and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's like AC/DC.
And it's a level 1 spell.
They are intelligent enough to allocate their tentacle attacks in an advantageous way. They use their beaks only against paralyzed prey. Oh, so the first round they wouldn't roll with their beak. That's how they roll.
They only use beaks if they're paralyzed. Remember?
Like brain damage. Well, so the head... Nope, the head actually is just where you lose the hit points. And it starts with 5 hit dice. Hit dice being a D8, so if you average those to 4, that'd be 20 hit points, which isn't that much. For the worker. Now, the soldier is not listed, even though they just told us this.
What? Is he on the next page?
God, I hope not. No. Thank goodness, that'd be a whole other page of stuff. Don't scare me like that.
Hey, it's 2nd edition, you have to ask.
44 minutes in, and we're only on paragraph 1. Habitat and society. Grell have a distinct hierarchy. Each hive is led by a patriarch who gives orders to the philosophers, who direct the soldiers and workers in their everyday tasks. A hive...
As all philosophers should.
What if they're like Taoists? It's like, maybe not. I don't know.
Don't do that.
Yeah, well, let's see how things work out. It doesn't say what their philosophy is. It would depend on the patriarch. Patriarch has a THACO of 11 but has no attacks.
What?
Why would they need a THACO if they don't make attacks? Well, maybe we read on and we will discover the answers to these mysteries of the Grell.
What?
You know these mouthers, grells, they never disappoint.
No.
We discovered that a mouther should have taken over or destroyed whatever planet it's on.
Yeah, can't wait till I get to like 3rd edition where they make him demon spawn. Because they did that to a number of other ones.
Yes, or demon worshipping. Yes. Where are we? We're talking about these hive guys, right? A hive occupies an underground complex, or what would you do if you didn't occupy an underground complex? Anyone? Anyone? What do you think?
What? Sorry?
What would a Grell do? They said these hives occupy an underground complex, or what do you think? What would be the logical thing?
A cave.
That's underground complex.
Okay. Ruins.
Okay, ruins. You say ruins. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller?
Bueller?
Oh, nice catch, by the way. Oh, wait, we should Battle Royale. While you think of what... How do I do a Battle Royale? Do you remember?
You give me a minute
like
to put my count
Do I just do this? Battle Royale.
I'm not in there yet.
Something like that? Yeah. There you go. So, just... Battle Royale starting. Victor Cube. Just ask the philosophers. If one sand pile plus another sand pile makes one sand pile... Well, I would ask them, right? I would ask them this, but they don't know my language, and they refuse to learn it. So the other place besides an underground complex.
Yes?
Or they travel by ship.
What?
Yes.
They
either live in an underground complex or
boats.
travel by ships. Oh, I thought spaceship, but yeah, okay. What?
It had to be big enough to classify as a ship and not just a boat.
I wonder if they're on Barrier Peaks or something, which was like Metamorphosis Alpha ship crashes into. Oh, I guess
I'm thinking they're meaning ships.
Like a sailing ship?
Yes, like bigger than can be classified as a boat.
How big's a hive? Let's see. Number appearing 1 to 10 workers, 1 to 2 philosophers, 1 patriarch.
But why a boat? Why a ship?
Why a ship? Because it says right here a hive. Because somebody said they have to be underground, and they said, "What about this module?"
You can't win your own battle royale.
I won. Nothing like rigging the battle royale.
You can't do that.
I didn't mean to. Supposedly, all Grell answer to a mysterious... What? Imperator. Okay, was this the word we gotta look up?
What?
All Grell answer to a mysterious imperator. A Grell of great power who can unite all the Grell for a common cause. To conquer a realm, a territory, or even a world.
How do you spell it?
Grell. Grell.
No, the imperator or whatever.
I know it. I am so funny to myself. Imperator. Imperator. A mysterious imperator.
There you go.
It's a leader. That's all it's gonna be.
Commander.
Yeah, no, I figured that out.
A title conferred under the Republic of a victorious general under the Empire on the Emperor.
Okay. From who?
I don't know. That's what Google says.
From what? What is it, like Roman?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. So the Grells have Roman leaders. I am though. Yes. But imperators.
What does imperator mean in English is the next common result?
In English. In English, please. It's the head. It's the head Grell.
Commander-in-chief or emperor of the ancient Romans.
All Grell answer to a mysterious imperator. A Grell of great power, who can unite all Grell for a common cause, to conquer a realm, a territory, or even a world. What was their alignment? Neutral evil. Okay. A Grell mates.
Well, shouldn't they be lawful evil if they're part of a colony?
A hive?
Yeah.
No, because they're neutral, because they're like natural, so they don't follow rules. The DM. That means the DM.
But they follow their own.
That
rules.
means the DM can do whatever the hell he wants with them. He can change the rule for each hive.
Chaotic neutral is what you can do anything they want.
Nah, neutrals. guess the way it's written is neutral would not what has no. It doesn't go either way on the chaos versus law. So it's sort of both and neither. Some rules, some chaos. But more likely, it means the DM doesn't have to fucking pay attention to it. A Grell mates but once every 30 to 40 year lifespan. So it only's going to mate once. The female later lays a clutch of 2d4 eggs. Before I go further, what was it that laid eggs and ate them all and then didn't eat them? And oh, it's the carrion crawler.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if this is anything weird like that. The female later lays a clutch of 2d4 eggs, apparently having mated.
Yep.
Young are born active and self-sufficient, but with only one hit die. They gain one hit die every 2 months until they reach adulthood, which is going to be 5 hit dice.
But they're not like the carrion crawler, and they don't eat the eggs even though they're going to die.
Yeah, that was just nuts. Carrion crawler lays all its eggs, then it eats them even though it's going to die from having mated.
Yes.
Yeah. Seems like counterproductive.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. All right. Here. Why don't you read ecology for me? Remember?
What?
You get ecology for me.
What do I get at college?
Because I'm going to go get a paintbrush.
What? You don't... Okay.
You know when we had a paintbrush so I can paint a Grell? What color is that thing?
Yes.
All right. Good.
It's brain and green color.
Read ecology. I'm going to get some paint. Oh, I don't have any water, so this is dumb, huh?
Yes.
All right. Well, I've done dumb things before.
Well, you have water, or you have Dr. Pepper.
I can paint it with Dr. Pepper in my paint box. Keep going.
Are you reading up on them to understand them later when you play, or are they...
No, I'm mostly just interested in... Actually, why we did Grell is because we were just going to do men, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you look up in first edition, they're under men, not humans, not commoner. No, they have to find men. And, just because I didn't know what to do. And my daughter said, do Grell, do Grell.
After I said you could do Grell.
Is that what you said?
I said we could do Grell.
Why do you think Grell then?
Just
because they're weird?
It popped up a couple times when we were flipping through the book.
All right. So still not the Blink Dog. Blink Dog's not until like episode 287.
What even is... Okay.
Ecology. Ecology of the Grell.
Arrogant and vicious, Grell hunt their territories to exhaustion, then move on to more fertile places.
That's pretty simple.
A Grell's paralytic poison cannot be extracted from the creature's body, but parts of the monster's body can be used for spells or items relating to levitation or electricity.
Nice. So what, what parts? Does it say?
Parts of the monster's body can be used for spells or items relating to levitation or electricity.
Okay.
That's what it says.
What color should I wash him in? How many...
Hallucinate. How did you do that?
What? I can't read my...
Dice check.
Hey, Dice! He got his words upside down. Greetings and hallucinations upside down. So we can go, huh? Read upside down. What I can't do is see.
How many D&D races on there? The answer would be yes.
Yeah, you can make your own races.
Yeah, the answer is just yes to how many.
Well, in the first D&D, we had like 4. Is that it?
I don't know. Oh, 5.
That you could play? I don't remember now.
I don't know. In the 5th, there's like 6 or...
And
to
use
6 or 7 in the
That's a great
book,
question. That's a great question that deserves an answer. Nevertheless, we're going to move on and might do that in a later episode.
Oh, is our audio super low?
Oh, is it? Is it normal? It's normally much better than that. So your audio is super low. Okay, then let me crank us up. Let's see. Is that better?
That's probably better.
That's probably a little better. You know what? I bet you. Thank you, Dice.
Oh, that's because the mic's over at that end of the table.
It's always... Oh, you? We don't want to hear you.
No, you don't want to hear me.
Is that a little better? Let me do one little thing. Keep...
Oh, don't...
What did you say?
Don't do the voice changer.
I'm not going to do the voice changer. Is there a flashlight in there?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Here.
I got you my flashlight yesterday. Do you still have it?
Oh, no. I don't see my knobs anywhere. I think everything's turned up that I can turn up.
No, no. It's just I gotta be up here if you want to hear me good.
You can speak up. Well, here, I'll read then.
Okay.
I'll read the ecology.
I already read ecology.
But no one could hear it. Okay. So what did they do? You can use their parts
Yeah.
for levitation or electricity. You know, it probably says if you go look up your lightning bolt spell that you need, if your DM makes you use the...
Do you have a player's handbook out here? Do I have to go?
Well, I have a second edition, yeah.
Oh, I don't... Does it have all the spells in it?
Actually, wait, here's my second DMG. I'd say we go nevertheless.
Okay.
And we will look up components someday. Soldier worker. These are the common Grell that form the bulk of the hive or a raiding party. Occasionally a Grell will become separated from its fellows. These become rogues. Rogues carry no weapons, collect no treasure, and avoid sunlight.
Hold up. What if a rogue was part of one that would carry weapons?
You mean he was in the process of breaking out?
He was part of a group that had a weapon, but then he got separated.
He decided, oh, I'm a rogue now. I don't need weapons.
But why?
He'd have to ask the philosopher. Because the philosopher would explain to you why, but you can't speak to the philosopher. Because you can't. Here's a philosopher, though. These Grells serve as intermediaries between patriarchs and worker soldiers. Some lead lesser Grell in combat, and there's one philosopher for every 10 lesser Grell encountered. Oh, here we go into the more calculus. Some philosophers, 20%, wear powerful rings of protection,
On their tentacles?
giving them AC 0.
20, right?
Where would they wear them? I mean...
Yeah. I would assume they're tentacles.
Giving them AC 0. That's 19.
Why wouldn't it be 20?
Because 5th edition, to convert, you take 19 and subtract the AC and you get it.
Why?
Because that's how it works. Right, Dice? That's not from a film. That's from lots of discussion on D&D with our GM Tricks of the Trade through Stephen Chanot's Troll Lords towards being in games where the argument's happening and it's like, but this should happen this way, and the DM just decides to go, nevertheless, it is, isn't it? That's so it's like it stops the argument. It acknowledges that's a great question, right? But nevertheless, this train's a rolling. You know, it's like we're moving on. Which is kind of a way to say the DM's always right, but without saying, you know what, I'm the DM, so F off, right? Fuck you, I'm the DM. That probably doesn't go over well at the table, whereas going, nonetheless.
Nevertheless,
never. You're right. Sorry, I screwed it up. Takes practice. Okay, 20% wear powerful rings of protection, giving them AC 0. About 10% of philosophers can cast spells as second-level wizards.
What? Sorry, what?
Don't be sorry. It's D&D, 2nd edition calculus. We'll start here. Thank you.
Thanks for the
Appreciate
follow.
the follow.
Johnny Nomad?
Where are you going, Johnny? Doesn't know. He's a nomad. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you. Some philosophers, 20%, were powerful rings of protection, giving them AC 0.
Okay.
About 10% of philosophers can cast spells as second-level wizards.
Okay, so they can cast first-level spells.
Yeah. Probably 2 of them. It doesn't say what their intelligence score is, because this is back before you gave ability scores to monsters.
And
so
Victor's asking
V cubed?
Yeah.
What?
If would you mind if I tried to play some D&D with you Sunday? I only played you some Sunday. I played once with 3 friends, one first time DM, and one
Yeah. So yeah, totally. You can see too some of my VODs where we started, and eventually we'd get out of the town, right? No, actually we've been out of town back and forth.
Yeah.
But we'd start you at first level, and it's starting to feel like a real first edition game, which had lots of people. But
Yep, they go
but
running.
the
2
tough
feet
part
and
with a
come back.
big group of people around the tables, the same. You might feel like you're not getting attention as often as you'd like, right? A smaller D&D game, you feel like you get. Well, I don't know. It's a DM's job to spread attention around, right? But online with all these different things, sometimes there's a little bit of delay. But it's awesome,
Yeah.
and you're totally welcome.
And
totally.
yes, there are video on demands of it on the Twitch channel.
Mhm.
At least I would assume.
Our
so.
game, the
I
Sunday
don't manage
game,
it.
is it's called either Keep on the Borderlands or Caves of Chaos, and we have that in my Discord as well. Although I haven't done a very good job of giving a line of a storyline that
Time
people
to
have followed.
shamelessly plug the Discord.
Yeah, there you go. Shamelessly plugging. Remember my all-time favorite quote? Red Dwarf. What did it say?
We're on favorite quotes from.
I read all that.
Curative
That was
of
an
Red
important
Dwarf.
speech, sir, and it needed to be made. Might I suggest, however, that the rest of this discourse is continued by those with brains larger than a grape. Nice.
Okay.
So, I've only seen bits and pieces of Red Dwarf. And there you said it's from?
Yeah.
And I now have it on my wish list, or in my playlist thing in Prime. But we have to either buy or get it. So I'm going to time that to when everybody that'll want to watch it can. So, why do we have this one so big? Why do we have that manual so large? Well, did I just make it so you can't see any of them?
What?
Nothing, never mind. Okay, we got one last thing for this edition. Patriarchs. Sorry. Patriarch. Right? Each hive has a patriarch, a huge sedentary mass of flesh that directs the lesser's Grell. If the patriarch is taken to a ship,
Okay.
it can dig its many tentacles into the ship and animate it, even make it fly to other worlds. Oh my god, is that what the airships are? Is
No.
that what the motor for an airship is, a Grell? It
No.
might be.
Why would it be a Grell?
No, in these Dice, help me. What's the it's in the original Dungeons and Dragons, and the ships that flew around. They were just regular ships, but they could fly to other planets and stuff. I bet you the motor's a Grell in there. Anyway, that's maybe where that comes from.
So that's why they do ships.
They travel either in a ship, because their mass of flesh.
Dice just said Starjammers? ?
Yeah, something like that. Is it
I don't
Starjammer?
know.
Something Jammer. Is it Starjammer? Do they have Grells as their power source? That might be. So endeth the second edition. I'm going to skip over now. The third. I think it's a good choice, Das. Oh, but we want to cover up most of the 4th edition book there, so we don't get too much crap. I'll hold a little bit of it.
No.
Alright, Grell. Yeah, we don't have any music on.
It's too hot for music.
It's too hot for music. It's never too hot for music. Grimlock. Grey Render. Griffin. Alright. So 3rd edition has gotten rid of the Grell. What else could it be? It's got no other name, right?
The Grell? You kept trying to call it the Grell, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Grell.
Well, I'll look up the. I don't think it is under the. It is not under the Grell. There is a Tendriculus, which is Tendriculus is a plant that may have been mutated by foul magic, which has lots of tentacles. Tendrils.
I don't know about that, Victor.
What's it got? Just read that.
So if a Grell has low IQ, the ship would be slow or low.
Well, I don't think the patriarchs have low IQs. Actually, they're second edition, so they don't have IQs. They do have an intelligence. We didn't read that on the stat block. We'll find out. That question we will go to, because apparently third edition is...
Yep, I'll go see if they're even in this one.
They're in fourth because they're in Wrath of a Chardalon, which is based in fourth edition. Okay, where'd I go? Grell. Starts with a G, right?
Yes.
Never heard of it. Grell. What am I looking up? Intelligence?
Yes.
Intelligence. Worker is average. Oh, it does say 8 to 10. The patriarch, Victor, supra genius, 19. Dun dun dun. Spelljammer. Yes, that's what it was. Spelljammer. That's what it was. Does it have them as the thing? It does. Let's see. Hang on. Let's open that in a... let me click it. There we go. Colonial Grell. There's its picture. There's the same old second edition stuff. That's what we just read. There's the ecology. They're arrogant. It just lists them as a creature. So, yeah, that just lists them as a creature. So that's exactly what we're reading. Oh, wait, here you go. In wild space, Grell ships. Okay, so that's added, right? Do not spell jam so much as submerge and surface in space. Okay, that's cool. So they exist, though.
Yes.
There you go. And now we know. And knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe.
Okay.
That make any sense to you?
No.
Well, it did to Dice. Right, Dice? You know my reference there?
Here you go. Here's the cursed edition.
Knowing is half the battle. I got paint out because I was going to paint one. That's not happening, is it?
No.
Anybody recognize this? Oh, wait. Let's do another attack. Okay. Look, see? 5. That's a high roll for that. 1, 7, 3. There's a 1. There's a 5. That could be a 15.
Hey, let me see that die that rolled low for you.
Are you going to roll it?
Yeah. So, I know a little bit about how the dice personalities. So I know if this attack is gonna attack you, it should roll high.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. I just rolled 3.
I told you it's there to if you really needed to have a certain number, it will do the opposite. Here, this one will do the same. They're great looking dice.
So these are the dice. No, that's 15.
Oh, okay.
So these are the dice that
you give to friends.
No, you give to the DM so they can roll those out in public.
There you go. So if I'm needing to fudge a low die?
Yes.
Except no, because this die will know that, and it'll roll a 20.
Yeah, so it's cursed against you.
Yes. So, okay, so 3. I got another 3, watch. This is to kill... I'm going to roll publicly. This is to kill your character, right? But I don't really want to kill your character, so I'm rolling
Grells
this
float
die.
upside down. How do you do that?
Up 10. It went halfway. It doesn't know what I'm talking about. But can Grells float upside down?
How do you do that
in space, there is no upside down.
Text.
You could Google it. I think Dice sat there for days adding different secret characters until he got one that would flip it upside down.
Of course I could Google it.
Because that's what they do in Canada. Well, Canadians know how to do that.
Well, I mean...
It's a Canadian
That's
thing.
just how text comes from Australia, though.
You would think it... Yeah, well, exactly. So maybe because Canada and Australia are under the same crown and commonwealth, right? Or something.
I don't think anymore.
Well, there's queens and shit in that.
I don't know.
This is where you want to say very little because you don't want to seem like an American that doesn't know anything.
Why? Because we're Americans that don't know anything?
Yeah, shh. Grell! Moving right along.
I know that you're supposed to be polite to
Beauty,
tourists.
Well, depends where.
No, to tourists, not immigrants.
That you're supposed to be like that?
No,
over there?
The Canadians.
Well, unless you're in a place that's that you don't speak any French in a certain area that is pissed that you are not speaking French.
Yes.
Oui? Okay. Oui. Grell. Grells are flying this is the 4th edition that we've learned here to those of us that haven't been on Monster Talk for long. 4th edition has lots of tactics, but also has really good descriptions a lot of times.
Short descriptions.
Grells are flying tentacled predators that haunt the tunnels of the Underdark, preying on unwary passers-by. Most Grells are feral, solitary hunters that rarely interact with others of their kind. Okay, that's now different. Sometimes, though, they gather in large colonies consisting of dozens of individuals. Although they're sightless, Grells possess the psychic ability to sense their surroundings. So this is why don't they have eyeballs? I wasn't going to say that. I have a friend that moved to Quebec, and they were even pissed that he broke his ankle, and they were mad at him in the hospital that he wasn't speaking French. It's just like yeah. And then, but he understood little bits, so he heard them talking. So that was funny. But I don't think he thought it was funny. But I think he felt slightly isolated and alone when he was there. Grell tactics. Skilled ambushers, Grells hover above arches or tunnel mouths and await for prey.
Okay.
So avoid arches or tunnel mouths. When potential victims pass below, a Grell descends from the shadows and strikes out with its tentacles. Against smaller groups of individuals, Grells begin with tentacle grab, which is, of course, remember, this is 4th edition, so that is a special thing, which is what? Tentacle grab, as opposed to a tentacle rake. Read it to me, bud.
Look, what? Sir, I can make Dawson turn his head like
You broke him. Break on screen. You're funnier breaking on screen. There you go. You're funnier breaking on screen.
Yeah, he's like, I turned my head to read that.
That is magic. He has cast magic across. That's like probably like. Well, let's see. I just discovered to mid-Maine, we're like 3,400 miles away.
To where?
To mid-Maine.
Okay.
So we're probably like 35 or 30 or less, just under 4,000 miles from Dice, probably. So that's a long magic spell. That's a big range to cast.
It's amplified by the internet.
Tilt Dawson. Yeah, tilt Delta.
Kink in the neck.
Kink neck spell. That's awesome. Where was I? Shadows, tentacles, small groups.
Get on with the
tentacle grab. Oh yeah, here tentacle grab is a reach of 2, has a +12 to hit, fortitude of 2d8, 4 damage. The target is grabbed, and the Grell can grab only one creature at a time. Oh, they only let you grab one thing at a time.
So it's the cursed edition. How many attacks does it get?
It sounds like only one.
What?
1 action point, whatever the hell that is. And he can either do a tentacle rake, tentacle grab, or venomous bite. And it says, against small groups or individuals, a Grell begin with a tentacle grab, which will grab one thing, followed by a venomous bite against the grabbed prey. When fighting larger groups, the Grell wears down foes with tentacle rakes before grabbing a target. Tentacle rake is 3d8 plus 4 damage. The target is slowed, takes -2 penalty to attack rolls, and saves in both. But remember, they've got like a gazillion hit points in 4th edition. It's like they just bumped everything up. Remember, these are 5 hit die creatures. It now has, guess how many a 5 hit dice 2nd edition creature, how many hit points would it have in 4th?
I don't know, like 30, maybe 40?
So if 5 hit dice, it had 25, right? So you had 20 to 25. So multiply that by something to get a 4th edition one.
Oh, 0.5?
That would half it. So times
1.5, sorry.
So, okay, so you're thinking, okay, so you're saying what, 30, 40 is what you said? 156. 156. So, 156 because...
No, I don't know if you got that. I'm sad that I know what that... I get that joke.
I get that joke. Why are you sad?
What?
Why are you sad?
I'm just disappointed that I know that joke.
Why? Is it a groaner for you? Okay, now you got the Grell philosopher.
You don't understand the joke.
No. I can't read it from
Good,
here.
don't.
Kink in the neck.
No, after that, but don't.
Whatever. Good Grell philosopher. They don't say they need a philosopher now. Okay, Grell philosopher tactics. Grell philosopher generally hangs in the back of the battle, allowing its weaker kin to enter melee. It uses lightning lance to blind enemies and psychic storm against multiple foes. It saves venomous mind until enemies get close.
Venomous what?
Venomous mind. That is a close burst. Targets enemies. Plus 15 versus willpower. 2d8 plus 5 psychic damage. And the target must choose a random target for a melee attack. And it makes. So it then attacks against somebody. It zaps their head and they zap somebody else. Grell lore. Grells are solitary malicious hunters that detest sunlight and prefer to lurk underground. They float silently through the air and like to descend from above, snaring their prey in venomous tentacles. That's the Grell lore that you learn if you have a DC 15 roll.
Alright, there we go. Have we completed the Cursed Edition?
We've completed the Cursed Edition unless you want to do encounter groups.
No, we don't need to do
which
encounter
they are
groups.
usually single.
We're already dropping viewers.
Well, we always drop viewers. People realize, what the hell am I doing here? These guys are nuts.
Bury that one. Bury that one back in its hole.
Oh, that's right. 4th edition tends to drop. So if you do a graph, and you get a 1st edition, you're like, ooh. And then it's like 2nd, it's like, yeah, that's cool. And it's like 3rd, it's like going down to 4th. Like, whoop. Then we bring them back with 5th edition. Here, I'll find it. I know the alphabet. Do you know the Canadian alphabet?
What? I know English alphabet.
There you go.
I don't know French.
But I didn't say French. I said Canadian. Grell. There's the Grell. Okay. Oh, is Grell 2 pages? Nope, here it is. This Grell looks a little different now. He's this one.
Yeah, that's that one. That's
so I could paint this guy with a purplish, purple, and I could. There we go. Go one up close. Look the same. Hello. How are you doing? Yeah. See, we need some sort of motion. Oh, you know what we need too?
What?
Battle Royale, dude. You should be putting these in here.
Why me?
Well, because I'm the philosopher.
I can't
Grell.
start them. You do have to start them.
Battle. You couldn't. You can't type on this.
I don't have the permissions. I'm just a moderator.
If you just type on that thing right there. I got a keyboard. All right. There we go. Battle Royale coming again.
Shootout.
The shootout. A shootout at Eat to Surf. And we continue with Grell. 5th edition Grell. Da-da-da. Alright. Oh, our background's like fuzzy. We can slide that over so we can see it. There you go. Use our space, dude. There we go.
See, I have 4th edition, but it's the only edition I haven't played because each of my players were excited to try it. Then I looked through all the books and all of them declined to even try it.
I started to try to get back into it after I'd played 3 and 3.5. I started, the very beginning. And so I bought the Essentials, 4th edition Essentials, and then a DMG and a Monster Manual, because you were getting at the age we were playing these Wrath of Ashardalon type things. It's like, okay, this is where D&D's at. And I looked it up, and well, okay, it's exactly the same, because it was all role play and stuff. And then it's like, wow, the attack stuff's really weird, although it was exactly like that game, the board game. And then I saw a chance to play test D&D Next, and I downloaded some of that, and it was just like, oh yeah, this is so I never did much more than like a fight in 4th edition, and read some of the DM tips, because DM tips are great because they're DM tips. Who won? Johnny Nomad won. Good job. Where's his guy? Did we see it? Did you see does he have a hat? Make his own hat?
No, I've left myself playing.
There's a way to click in there to change your hat colors and put on bandanas and such. Those are like Atari-inspired cowboys. Although it looks like here you need to drop a bomb because they're all stuck in the.
No, just Crom.
Is just Crom stuck in there?
Nope, no, there's someone else.
All right, Crom, drop a bomb if you're around. Which you do by exclamation point bomb.
Now you're stuck in there.
All right.
No, actually, either you or nope, not anymore.
Okay, jeez.
I'm
gonna read. If you're gonna go play, I'm gonna read. Many of the DM tips in the 5th edition guide would be very helpful. Yes, exactly, and that's what I mean. That's why you see all the editions out here. Because, well, first off, they don't ever put the same exact thing. I don't say that because yes, they do. Sometimes the exact same things in 1st and 2nd, but. Well, knowledge is power. I mean, the more you know about a monster and its history and stuff, so when they already know it, and they go, oh, it's a Grell, it's AC, blah, 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 you can pull something out of, you can change a little bit of what it does and pull out of a different monster. And so they don't know. Yeah. Because, and actually Troll Lords had this good thing today we were talking about that I agree with in his Tips of the Trade, and if you don't watch that, you should. But if you're here, you obviously do, probably, is to players metagame not even on purpose. I mean, you just partly do because you're human and you're playing a game, right? So, and even when you're trying not to metagame, you kind of metagame. And so you can help that by, well, first off, I try not to say, you hit AC 15, it's an AC 15 you hit. You try not to say that stuff. You try to say you almost hit it, or you did that, or whatever. And you can even have it, have a little bit of one turn it's up high, +1, and one turn it's a -1. You can have it flex and go like that. But one thing is to totally change, have it look like one thing and be something else. My favorite was the gas spore, which looks like a beholder, but that's actually a different monster. Anyway, now I've digressed. What do you think?
Prediction for when 6th edition happens. Will it be sooner to make money and capitalize, or will it be later because so many are in love with 5th?
That's a great question. I say sooner because I already saw a survey on this is, we're trying to make 6th edition, and here's a survey from people, and have you played, and you answer these questions to say yes or no, or so they can tell if you played. And then, yeah, I think unfortunately it's, God, I hope it's not sooner. But how long's 5th been out, right? I mean, so as much as maybe what they'll do is like from 1st to 2nd edition.
You can barely hear it. You can barely hear.
Really, again? Check. 1, 2.
La.
I wonder if I wonder if it's our connection. I'll talk louder.
Well, the connection has been a little laggy recently.
Yeah. So, I think probably, I hope later, but hopefully it'd be cool if it was like from 1st edition to 2nd edition where the game was really cool, and then you got Unearthed Arcana, which I actually liked, but for a lot of people it power creeped all over, and like just dealing with sharpshooter and stuff, right? Some of these things, they get OP because you want to deal with you want to give a player what they want to play, and if you're not a really skilled DM, it's hard to then you take the reins and make this OP thing not OP, overpowered, right? So maybe there'll be some. I would hope it's a refinement, because we're all gonna buy it anyway. I mean, I'll buy it.
And then 5th edition will be cheap, and we can pick up
But
some
if
extra
for
ones
but I
both.
used to play first edition stuff through second edition. I mean, hell, I'm gaming that Sunday game with first edition module through 5th edition. So hopefully it's compatible a bit, that type of thing. Yeah, so that's what I think. But that's what certain things break the game all the way along the way. Unearthed Arcana broke the game. All these things break the game, and they do. Except that the very first rule of the DM being, nevertheless, is the thing that fixes them all and makes them all work together. So I think you have to keep giving the players a lot of rules, because the players want to know they want to build what they want. Even though a good DM could let you build nothing and just say, yeah, come play, here's some dice, who do you want to be? And they could work with it and slowly make you a guy behind the scenes type of thing. So, I don't know. Yeah. But there is, because a DM could have had his world not have that happen, right?
See ya, Johnny.
So, see ya. Appreciate
See
you
ya,
following
Johnny
stuff.
Nomad.
Enjoy. So here we are in 5th edition Grell. A Grell resembles a bulbous floating brain with a wide, sharp beak. Its 10 long tentacles are made of hundreds of ring-shaped muscles sheathed in tough, fibrous hide. Sharp barbs line the tip. Sharp barbs line the tip. There's missing an of each tentacle, and inject paralytic venom. The Grell can partially retract its barbs into its tentacles to handle or manipulate objects it doesn't want to pierce or tear. Grells have no eyes and float by means of a sort of levitation. They have keen hearing, however, and their skin is sensitive to vibrations and electrical fields. I didn't know they had ears. I thought they had a psychic way to see the world. Allowing them to detect the presence of creatures and objects in their immediate vicinity. The creature's abilities to manipulate electricity to sense and move also allow it to absorb lightning without harm. So now it's using electricity to help it levitate. Because it's using electricity to move. So you could do some sort of a spell that screws up the electricity around the area, right? And that might...
What, give him an EMP or something?
Yeah, I wonder if you could EMP pulse him. That'd be cool. Oh, and in my Metamorphosis Alpha stuff, or Barrier Peak. I've been DMing our game, though. I'm tempted to let, Dawson's a really good DM, so he's like shaking his head. We need to get him DMing too. So, let's see. Although solitary by nature, Grells sometimes gather in groups called covens. They're no longer hives, they're covens. They're witchy. Floating ambushers, we know Grell prefers ambush lone creatures or stragglers hovering silently near the ceiling of a passage or cavern until suitable target passes below, whereupon it descends quickly and wraps its tentacles around its prey, then floats away to its lair with the paralyzed creature in its clutches. What's its speed? Speed 10, flies 30 feet, and it can hover. All right. 50. We're back to 55 hit points. Armor class 12. So it's actually easier to hit than it used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, much easier to hit. Even with a dex of 14. So that's its only... So they're just having it basically be unarmored and its dex bonus.
Yep, looks like it.
Alien Devourers. Grell are alien predators... See, those are the ships, I told you.
Yep.
Are alien predators that group other creatures into 3 categories. Edibles, inedibles, and great eaters, those rare creatures that might prey on Grell. Grell have no compunction about attacking creatures they classify as edible, including humanoids. They tend to avoid bigger creatures that they have little hope of carrying away. A Grell will sometimes allow adventurers to wage war on the other monstrous inhabitants of the dungeon complex that it calls home, staying out of the adventurer's way as they dispose of larger threats while waiting for the right time to strike.
So that means you can ambush attack them after they kill the big thing.
That means that if the players are rifling and ripping through your dungeon, any dungeon anywhere, after they've killed them all and you thought it was too soon for them to have done so, you can bring a Grell in and say it's been following them the whole damn time.
Yes.
That's what it means.
So they're aliens.
They are aliens. There's a quote. Our intrepid rogue climbed up the shaft to secure a rope. There was a gasp, and the rope fell. We never saw her again. That's an adventurer's account of a Grell attack in Kyber published something in some chronicles. All right. So the Grell has intelligence of 12, so they've gotten rid of philosophers, and they've gotten rid of that whole thing.
They just made them lone guys again.
They've gotten rid of the whole philosophy stuff.
Did they get rid of the whole hive type thing?
Yep, they just mention it. There might be another book or something mentioned. They say they exist, but you don't have any rules on it. Tentacles. Melee attack. +4 to hit. Reach 10 feet. One creature. Number of attacks. Let's see. Skills, sensitive to actions. Multi-attack. The Grell makes 2 attacks. One with its tentacles and one with its beak.
I want 10.
I guess rolling 11 d20s was not what people wanted to do.
10 on the first attack, 11 on the second.
That's right.
If they paralyze something.
Caught one. And it can do multiple at once.
Yes.
Especially because it's got magic levitation, so why limit its ability to lift things up, you know? Mm-hmm. Okay, it does 1d10 plus 2 piercing damage when it hits. The target must succeed on a DC 11 con save or be poisoned for a minute. The poisoned target is paralyzed, and it can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending on a success. The target is grappled. He has a DC escape, 15 to escape. Crom, you know what that is. Grappling, right?
Yep.
Roll a DC 15 to escape.
The Paladin Bard.
Yeah, just really how simple it is, you know, and how elegant with it, you know, the DCs and the advantage and stuff. I don't know what 6th edition is going to do. I just hope it's refining instead of changing. Look at that,
so
I'm all
5.5.
make it a 5.5. Yeah, I don't know. That's. Oh, you know that? What's a Grick?
That.
I'll do him later. Once it's grappled, if a target is medium or smaller, that's man size or smaller, it is also restrained until the grapple ends. While grappling the target, the Grell has advantage on attack rolls against it and can't use this attack against other targets. When the Grell moves, any medium or smaller target is grappling moves with it. Its beak is a +4 to hit, 5-foot reach, one creature, 2d4 plus 2 piercing damage is all it does. And that
is the Grell?
Is the Grell. So what do you think?
I think it's a Grell. I think, as always, I like 2nd edition best.
Yeah, 2nd edition's pretty cool. For monsters. When we talk about this, we're only talking about monsters and descriptions of monsters. We're talking about the rule set and how they work in there. We're talking about what the attention given to monsters. Definitely the most description, the most diversity, the most. So if you know what, if you have a chance, if you're buying old books, right, for your current stuff, anything that's 2nd edition monster manually stuff, I'd get. But I mean, you can probably, I'm sure you can get it all online. So, but
Yeah.
I like the stuff, and that's what I hope. 6th edition. I hope they see that all the new players are right, like our friend on the boat we're talking to, like the books, like the tactile, looking things up, not diving into a phone. They're already in a phone, right?
Uh-huh.
So I hope it gets back to, as much as I like Tailspire too, and all of that. I like that, it's virtual, but it's a virtual tabletop, right? But there's also something that we were talking with some Facebook group, a bunch of old men that do D&D. Somebody was saying, oh, they like only theater of the mind, and actually Dice talks about this, right? But it's like terrain and such. I don't think it ends theater of the mind. I think it gives a common jumping off spot, right? If I describe if I have this on the table, and this, this thing, I can say there's a house. It's like this, and there's whatever. You can imagine things around it and such, and just the atmosphere that I describe and such. But we have a common spot to do our mass hallucination, so to speak, right? And I'm all for the mass hallucination, but it's also
See ya, Victor.
like to keep things kind of close.
It is cool.
But yeah. All right, V's cubed. Yeah, that was cool. That's right. Your time's a little bit off ahead. So thanks for coming, V cubed. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. And Dice Chuck. Haven't seen you in forever too. That's awesome. Thanks for stopping by. I guess I'm starting to tell my thank yous, huh? Troll Lord Games, awesome. Thanks for the subscription. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for the raid. I mean, it's awesome.
Thanks for all the fun.
They are the reason I don't stream when he's going, because I mean, it's a fun interaction thing. This works. The more people are asking about Grells and stuff like that, or the monster, or interacting, and the more I can rely on that, actually, the more this show will evolve better and be a little bit less reading and more interaction. But that's cool. I like it. I think it's a good mix.
Thanks for all the cheers.
Oh, totally. That was awesomely cool. Totally like the cheers.
And the follows.
And tons of follows. And Discord. There's this thing in my Discord called Monster Talk where you can suggest a monster or tell us we're full of crap about what we talked about or whatever. Yeah. We also have an RPG talk in there, and also just the Surfside Diner where you just can hang out if you need a place to hang out and talk stuff. And I guess I have the other stuff. I just don't really use it that much. We start making little condensed blurbs on TikTok, just because a quick things we learned about the Grell, and and that might be fun. So
you'll have to talk to the sister for that.
Oh, your sister does the TikTok?
Yes.
The TikTok. You know what? We should raid somebody. Let's go here real quick to see about raiding, and if you have a suggestion, please make it. Let's see. Since we're here talking monsters, I wonder if, let's see here. D&D's running with a huge one. Oh, that actually reminds me. I'm a little not bummed, but there's Roll20, the program we use for D&D, or one of them for doing our online game, now has a weekly show. They just started a couple months ago called Monster of the Week, and it's flattering, it's cool, it's like, and of course they have people that everybody knows because they have clout and they're all watching it, which is cool. I don't have nothing against them. I mean, more monsters the better. It's just, it's kind of like, send me, throw me a bone, but that's not why we do it anyway. We just do it because it's fun. So let's see. I don't see pools and hot tubs. No. World of Warcraft. He's got too many. Not too many. What about we go search here? Actually, has anybody suggested anybody?
Nope, and I can see that on my phone. You don't have to click over. I can see chat on my phone.
Okay, so why don't I go here and see? Get my normal Twitch here and mute me so I don't do anything like that. Reapers got things. That's painting. That's usually really cool. Dwarven Forge. Oh, let's do Dwarven Forge. Because they've got some cool stuff. What do they got going? I gotta go through that. Let's type in here, Dwarven Forge. Dwarven Forge. Oh, you know what though? Wait, before we do that, let me look up Tailspire. Well, Dwarven Forge makes really cool. Let's see. There you go. Here's someone playing Tailspire. How about we go here? Should I look at that first? What is that? That's not Tailspire, is it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's Tailspire.
Okay.
He's building something.
Okay, we're going to go watch some Tailspire, all right? That is... And actually, why don't we do this? Tailspire is one of the programs I use for the terrain and such on the online game, right? And it looks really cool, and that's actually a Johnny Ree and Jason them's game. It's just awesome, and it's available now on Steam as well. But let's go raid that. Is that the right thing? Start raid. Click this. Thanks again, everybody. I totally appreciate you being here. It makes it. It's what it's all about. Chatting D&D, talking some monsters, and hanging out with some good folks. So until next time. Let's see, what is next time? Sunday we're playing D&D.
Yep.
Might do something Saturday night. I think I'm not gonna get
Keep
to
the
do
dice
something.
rolling dice.
Yeah, dice. Here, for dice. Let me do this here. Okay.
Yes. And passing
some
back
dice.
the plastic polyhedrons.
Till next time, don't forget to wash your hands and don't touch your face.
Later.
Okay, I think we're clear. And
Yep. End stream.
and
Click end
this
stream.
Hang on.
But I need it to be wizard